What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Husk Soup, the soupiest of husks, the huskiest of soups. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Count Von Count. The map is Frozen Wastes, and I know that you may have just watched potentially a game of Count Von Count, but I don't remember actually going into exactly who this madman is. This guy is from way back when. He was probably a top player before Magyar was like the GOAT. So he's been around the block and is just a really, really strong player in general. So we'll see what he's going to be able to come up with playing Poseidon in this matchup, and what sort of fun that he can have against Soup here. So you are seeing some of these elk coming in. Now, if you do get this lucky elk pull, normally I like to kill this while it's walking back. The lure basically already pulls the of the 1,000 food. This elk is already counted. So if you kill it here versus kill it here, there's no difference. It's just that elk is going to be sitting right next to the granary, and you're going to be feeling a little bit better about yourself. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about this matchup and what the players can be expected, what you can expect these players to be seen doing here. So first and foremost, we are seeing Soup doing something that I do like and something that I do not like. So first things first, I like he went 2 villages gold first. So he put 2 villagers on food, 2 villagers on gold. Then he's taken this villager off of gold to build this monument. What this does is it slows down your temple timing and slows down your second monument timing so that you can't hit a clean 430. And you want to hit a clean 430. The problem really is going to end up happening here for Soup, that he just didn't have enough food in his main base. So we might have to move forward and eat this, or find where some other food is, or jump onto his berry bushes here, jump onto his goats over here. Couple of problems there, so we'll see how it's all going to go. Anyways, in terms of strategies here, this map Frozen Waste is a really, really weird map, because gold mines are really easy to raid, and that's a good gold mine there for Soup. But regardless, even with a mine like this, you can still be susceptible to some really, really aggressive play. So even if Soup gets this town center up, he might still have some issues here, as he's now moving into his home base, going to be eating his goats here. He's not going to have he's not going to have husbandry just yet, so this is going to be a bit slow. Funnily enough, maybe it would have been worth it to actually get husbandry instead of hunting dogs here, but little do you know what the map's gonna look like. But nonetheless, we're starting to see some snowy pines getting chopped down here by Soup. As he wants to get some wood income. So we are going back to talk about the actual strategies. So Ra's got 2 gods in the classical age. He's got Shadoof, or I should say Ptah. The Shadoof upgrade is everything with Ptah, and Bast with the Sphinx. So if you're going to go for a Bast build here, you got to make sure that you're going to be happy with the food situation, because farming is a little bit challenging when you go Bast, because you don't get access to Shadoof with Ptah. So it is very possible to do 2 monument 430 builds with Ra on a high hump map and control the pace of the game with those Sphinx. So we'll see how he's going to go. This is actually a really interesting idea as well from Soup, where he's not building a lumber camp, and instead chopping down his snowy pines all around the map here, his main base, and getting the extra empowerment coming in. So the villagers do have the walking time to go to and from the snowy pines, but it's probably making up for the Pharaoh is probably making up for that reduction in gather rate. And the not building and mining a lumber camp actually makes a lot of sense here. So I really like that from Soup, actually, as he's kind of getting a little bit innovative here, as he does just go through Ptah. A little bit late though. Count on Count on the other hand, already going up through Hermes. Now, pretty much Poseidon only really has, well, he's got 2 gods. He's got Hermes and he's got Ares, and you can potentially do Ares Rush. We've seen Cyclops work against Ra a couple of times actually in recent history, but the safest route to go is to just go for 2 town centers and live the dream off of those 2 town centers. Now, it all comes down to reactions after that, and trying to make sure that you survive into the late game and feeling great against the Ra. But the Ra's got a lot of different options that he can pull against the 2 town center. So we'll see exactly what Soup's going to want to run with here. So right now, Soup's going to need to get himself up to 150 wood, 200 wood actually. And he's going to finish off these snowy pines as he does that. I really want to see the math on this and see exactly how much wood he's losing to walk to and from these trees. I reckon it's probably only about, I think it's under 3 seconds of walking time, which means he's not losing out on any wood because the Pharaoh is giving it 3 extra wood every single time those villagers drop off that wood there. So this makes a lot of sense here from Soup the more and more I think about it. As the first upgrade is going to come in for Soup. He's not going for a second town center here, it seems. Going for a 1 town center play, which I absolutely love with Ra. 1 town center Ptah is a dying art, which is so strong to use, and you essentially overwhelm a 2 town center player by simply just out microing, out raiding, and just enjoying your time. You can even hit timings as well. So we'll see what Soup's going to do here as Count Von Count's getting out his Hippolyta. He's getting his town center down, getting himself a stable, doing all the right things here thus far. Upgrade-wise, probably doesn't have any upgrades. He does have hand axe, which is a little bit surprising. I'm not sure exactly if that's 100% necessary there. As the town center is going to finish up, these walrus are going to be able to get eaten here. And we'll see how it all goes here for Count Von Count as Soup drops his farms. This is what we call in the business the windmill pattern. It's effectively 3 farms on one side. You start right at the edge of the town center. You build farms across 3 ways. You build farms across 3 ways. You build farms across 3 ways. And you build farms across 3 ways. So you can see that pattern there. We call it the windmill pattern. I argue that this is not the best way to build your farms. I would rather just see these farms like this and then a granary like over here and build farms on that, rather than anything else. But when you're reigning and playing Ra, this makes a lot more sense because you want to be utilizing the Pharaoh's empowerment to boost the villagers' gather rate just a little bit. So it makes a lot of sense there. As Soup about to be able to advance here, getting his armory up a little bit slow there. Not sure what happened there. Maybe he just forgot to chuck it down, but still things are happening here. As we see the villagers here for Count Von Count struggling just a little bit. He needs to, I'm not sure exactly what happened there for Count Von Count. He's only got a couple of village. Where's the food? Did he just get husbandry? He must have just got husbandry, and he kind of gets a little bit unlucky there. Anyways, we see the Hippolyta out over here, the Katoskopos out over here. Little does Count Von Count know he can probably wedge in here away from the wall, away from the towers, and start shooting at this gold mine. It's really, really annoying. Definitely a way at which you can utilize that early Hippolyta to get some nice early harass onto a Ra player. But Soup now up through Hathor. Plenty of gold remaining in this gold mine. And we'll see where he wants to go from here. So there are a couple of options to go from. Unfortunately for Soup, he has had to reign here in the early stages of the game instead of just gathering food to the heroic age. If you can get to the heroic age without reigning, I think it's much, much better for Ra. You can actually hit some insane... we can actually hit some insane mythic age timings and get some real damage done. But if you reign in the classical age off of 1 town center, you basically are forced into a more heroic centric kind of play style. And we do see Count Von Count over here, keeping an eye on these gold mines. There's no real need to leave the base just yet. Essentially, if you're unaware, Ra, Isis, Set, every single one of those gods can do a 1 town center fast heroic, get to 115 supply or population. Sorry, I always say supply for some reason. Get to 115 population with a technology upgrade such as heavy camelry in order before they even have to move on to a second gold mine, by simply just finishing off the home gold mine, trading wood for gold. And by the time the wood becomes unfortunately low, you've already got out an army that's going to be able to secure you a second gold mine. So it's really, really tough to get a gold staff straight off the bat against a really smart Egyptian player. As we see the Rock here sniping some units from Suppe. He's going to be looking for something to take out, as I imagine the Hippolyta is maybe already back here. We've already got watchtowers up. The Theseus is back here. Over on this side, Kutoskopos checking out this gold mine here. The units retreating back over here. I still haven't... There's the Hippolyta coming back into the main base. The tower over here going to be telling the Rock to get out of here. There's a nice potential for a Locust over here with 10 villages on this gold mine, but we're going to be starting to see some raids coming in here. The cavalry have found this location. 8 villages there, all bunched up. These villages do get spotted. Going to start getting taken down very, very quickly here as the villagers retreating as fast as they can. We see the Hippocon pushing out here as the cavalry over here does end up getting slaughtered. Meanwhile, we do see the Locust getting thrown down here by Suppe, but no villager kills just yet, it would seem, as the Batsukos coming over here, getting a little bit confused about what it wants to do. This villager will end up going down, but Suppe's going to be really, really unhappy that he didn't get many villager kills there with his cavalry. As we do see these villagers now over onto this location, a handful of Hippocon going to come over here, potentially take out that Pharaoh there, and that's going to be really, really big. As Suppe is still building units, he's getting himself the chariot archers, but his Pharaoh does go down here in the end. This is absolutely huge. This villager is going to end up falling. More villagers coming in. The cavalries are coming back to take out these Hippocon as best as they can, but looks like Suppe in a bit of a predicament here. He can come over onto this gold mine if he so chooses. He's out of gold in the home base. I don't see a market for him just yet. More villagers coming out for Suppe. He can't even throw this down, let alone throw a Migdol down to defend over here. So maybe Count Von Count's got some options here in this game. Unless he's going for the town center, which he might be. It looks like he's not. He's going to come over onto the gold mine and be completely fine here as the cavalry are going to snipe down these Hippocon. We see these Hippocon coming in onto this position. Looks like Suppe's chariot archer is out of position here. So it's end up going down. Count Von Count getting some good raids in, or some good picks in this early stages of this heroic age, which is really, really good for the 2-town center player here, as Suppe is still 1-town center, still in a bit of a predicament. He's at full population at the moment, but it is a little bit of a inefficient army at this point. We do see the siege towers. We've got the cavalry over here. There is a shifting sands remaining, as we are seeing a little bit of raids coming over here. A shifting sands onto this town center with those 3 siege towers would probably kill the town center before the villagers can take it out. As you do see the Rock coming in here to pick up those myth units and keep them away from the Theseus, as now the chariots have to retreat back. The Hippolyta now going after this Rock here. It looks like the Rock is getting very close to falling. You've got to drop those units there. He does drop them out just in time as the Rock falls here. No cheeky Rock shenanigans in this game. That Hippolyta comes in there and does everything that it needed to do. Meanwhile, we see Count Von Count being incredibly bold here, going for that 3rd town center right in the face of these units. We'll see if Suppe is going to notice that one as the siege tower is starting to roll forward over here. Not really ready to go. I'm going to miss this. It looks like they're all going to miss this town center, as that's not going to get denied. We are seeing Patsukos getting built here for Suppe. We take a look at his monuments. He's only got the 1 monument up, so it's a little bit slow on the production there, as these villagers might be looking to come over here onto this gold mine, might be looking to grab this town center over here, but little do they know, it's already going to be up here. As the Suppe units moving in onto this position, the biggest weakness of the siege towers is their path into a building. If you see someone rolling siege towers in, as the Greek, as the Egyptian, as the Norse, garrison villages and meet the siege towers before they get to the town center. This path blocks the siege towers and takes them down. As we do see, this town center is up. Now, Suppe's retreating back. He can now think about taking this one down. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it or not. As more Hippocon coming in onto this position here. Count 114 of 135 population. Plenty of Hippocon out. So I have to take a sip of my tea before I start going into a coughing fit here. As the stable looks like it's about to fall here. That's going to leave some militia and an open path to the town center here with the help of that Migdol stronghold on the back path here, on the back front. See how this is going to go. Those villages need to be sniped down. There's plenty of chariots, and those Patsukas will one-hit the villages. So it looks like this town center is going to be 700 resources down the drain for Count Von Count, whereas Soup is ready to just go to the Mythic Age here, I'm sure. He doesn't have a market up, though, so I'm not sure what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to drop 2 town centers or something. He's going to drop the town center first. As the villages there are going to get picked off, the militia going down as well. Villagers over here falling as everything is retreating back. But meanwhile, we see a huge raid onto this position. Maybe shifting sands or something here is going to be vital for Soup, as he's not paying attention at all. A couple of those villagers turning around and shanking. There's the shifting sands over here to keep those villagers alive. The town center is up. Some of those are going to go down, but that is a very high value God power now down the drain for Soup. He's not going to be able to use that aggressively. So nice play by Count Von Count there with those Hippocon. Get a couple of villager kills. Get the shifting sands dealt with. As now we see the units starting to move forward. We've already got a couple of towers over here. Count Von Count realizes the economic advantage that he's in right now. If you think about exactly how long it takes for a town center to pay off itself, it takes roughly 5 minutes to pay off itself. You have to pay for the villages, you have to pay for the town center, so you're looking at somewhere in the vicinity of 5 minutes for all the villages to have paid themselves off up until that point. Thank you for the raiding party, Kenzie Murphy. Appreciate you, my friend. As the siege tower is going to break down this stable and then start looking to take out the town center here. Count Von Count's probably, if he has upgrades, he's got upgrades, he's probably able to take this fight if he had Copper Mail here. If he has Copper Mail and has some heroes to take out those Patsukos, he could potentially win this fight. He does have crenellations though, so the cavalry can get taken down, but I think the better play would be to just advance, click ceasefire, and then get himself to the curse, get himself everything else as he's trying to click up here. Can be just a little bit late, unfortunately, as he's not clicked it. There he goes. Clicks the Aphrodite on that side, Masons on this side. Just in case, making some Santars here. This is an interesting choice. I think what Count Von Count wanted was to make Nemean Lions here, but the Centaur here might be an answer to those Patsukos, funnily enough. If you actually take a look at their stats, 480 HP, 44% pierce armor, and the Centaur does 100% bonus versus myth units, so that's 100 pierce damage per shot. So they're probably doing around about, what, 66-ish pierce damage. I think that might be a little bit off, but 66 pierce damage to these Patsukos per shot, and if there's 3 of them, it's almost half HPing a Patsukos just with that special ability. Though the Patsukos will be able to basically one-bang the Centaurs, so I'm not sure. There's more stables coming in onto this position. The ceasefire is still going. We've got ourselves so many of these siege towers here. If I was Count Von Count, I would have brought like 20 villagers over here to try and take out these siege towers as they immediately start targeting onto that town center. A little bit delayed there, as there's the Aphrodite. The curse going to get dropped down onto this position. The Centaur in the back helping out. We've got the Nemean Lion to come in. We do have ourselves heavy cavalry through for Soup though, so his his army upgrades are there, as the town center looks like it's going to survive here with the Masons, with everything else. And Soup's big push has been quashed here by Count Von Count. This is not what he wanted to do at all. He wanted that town center down. Meanwhile, Hippocon over here picking off villages and the like. This town center still not up for Soup. Soup's not going to the Mythic Age at all. He's got no pushing power remaining. All of the momentum is now with Count Von Count in this game as he's trying to push forward. These Centaur need to micro down those Patsukos. If the Patsukos start focus firing, they're all going to go down. We do see Atlanta coming in now for Count Von Count to help out. Going to take out those Patsukos very fast, as I cannot prevent myself from sneezing at this point. I tried. And Patsukos retreating back. These are really strong units. They're one of the few units that is actually damage per attack, not damage per second. So 55 damage per shot, pierce damage per shot is quite a bit. As we're now starting to see the raids coming in for count on count. Poseidon Centaur, you don't see those very often here. As he's going to move in. We've got ourselves a watchtower coming up for Suppe, but those Centaur coming in going to start hitting some villages. These villages do not have any upgrades just yet. No, whatchamacallit. What's the thing called? Skin of the Rider. No Skin of the Rider here, but we do see the Pharaoh coming in. That's going to clean up these Centaur very, very fast. Meanwhile, the push in onto this position. The militia going to help out with the defense. The villagers rebuilding. All trying to rebuild this as best as they can, but looks like it doesn't really matter. The siege towers get taken out very, very quickly here. As Suppe is doing his best to push forward. We see the siege towers get broken down. As all of the units going to be retreating away now. So Suppe's at 115 of 140 population. Count Count's at 109 of 145 population. But right now he's on these two gold mines. He's got the market up. We see a Mythic Age of some variety. No, he's got all of his villages up. Troy is attempting to farm outside her walls. Stop her. Stop him. Stop her. I can't remember what he says. We can steal these farms for ourselves. Anyways, another siege tower coming in, trying to catch Count on Count off guard, but the villagers are already here to take these out. The Batsukos will be able to get some nice trades here, though, to take out villagers that are in the fight here, though. As the army moving forward for Count on Count, trying to take these ones out. We see the Hippolyta trying to take out the Batsukos as best as they possibly can, but that Chariot Archer marker there was absolutely supreme. And a big show of why mass myth units against Greek can be really, really strong. As long as you focus down those heroes, it can be really, really hard to deal with them. Now, Atlanta is a different kettle of fish. You can't really focus out Atlanta with Chariot Archers. You need like cavalry or something like that. Cavalry are good. As we see the Townsend now coming up for Suppe. He's still not going to the Mythic Age. He's got farm set up over here. He's on this gold over here with no protection. And at this point, Count's just sitting back and allowing the game to come to him. More buildings coming up over on this side. I would love to see, he's got himself the Spirited Charge, so I'd love to see just like a handful of Hippocons swinging back around, hitting this. There is a watchtower here, but there's no crenellations there, so it's pretty easy to take out. Meanwhile, we see the army of Suppe swinging around here, and they will see these villages farming outside their walls. This is a pretty bonkers idea to do against a very sneaky Ra player in Suppe, who's definitely going to check that gold mine. And the villagers retreat behind the walls, but the Chariot Archers can still get some good damage done. Meanwhile, we see these units moving in here, going to look to get in onto this position. Those Batsukos out of position right now, as we see a barracks getting thrown up here. Surely you bring your heroes over here to take out those Batsukos. As the army coming around here, there's so many villagers here, still don't have Skin of the Rhino, as these villagers are going to be retreating away from this position here. As the Chariot Archer is going to be getting pulled back and looking to find something to take out. As we'll see if these villagers basically get taken out or not. As a couple of Centaur coming in onto this position, going to try and take out a villager or two. The ferry here is empowering nothing at the moment, as those Centaur are getting a little bit busy, getting a couple of kills. As we see the Pharaoh gets targeted down here now by the cavalry, but the army is already back here for Suppe as the villagers retreat for the tower over here. Maybe the tower gets taken down. We are seeing some walls coming up here by Count on Count, already getting himself stone walls here. As Suppe is now going up through Osiris. So no risky tornado here in this game for Suppe. It may be a little bit too late for Horus. Gone for the safer Osiris, getting access to mummies, getting access to Son of Osiris. Yes, there is a real reason to go for Horus. Beyond all of that, you can go for Spearmen. The Spearmen can deal with those cavalry nicely. But if you go Osiris and your Ra, you can actually get access to Desert Wind Cavalry, or Camelry, I should say, which are kind of good enough to deal with those Hippocon, or they're better than the Hippocon in a big way. So there's that. It's just that the Prodromus are a little bit difficult to deal with most of the time. As we see Count on Count moving in to this position over here. The Migdol Stronghold just hanging out, doing its thing. As those Hippocon get dealt with there. Count on Count still building himself those Nemean lions out of this temple. Getting himself golden peaches as well. This is actually, or apples I should say, not peaches, golden apples. This upgrade's actually a lot less than you would think. A lot less than you would think, but may as well get it. It's pretty cheap. maybe it'll pay for itself eventually. As the units coming in onto this position, going to look to take out these villagers over here. And we actually also see already, quite early in this game, a trade route being set up here by Count Von Count. I wouldn't mind it being right in the corner over here, as corner as you possibly can get it. But not happening in this game just yet. Some mercenary cavalry coming out of the town center here for Soup, as he is now in the Mythic Age. He's going to have access to a Son of Osiris as soon as his Pharaoh spawns again. It was picked off. The gold mines are getting dealt with, though, fairly fast, though. So Count Von Count definitely has some sort of a win condition here in the gold staff by being aggressive with that. Not only that, as we do see Son of Osiris being invoked over here. Not only that, Earthquake, Artemis, Chimera could be a very, very good way to move forward in this game here. As the raids coming in onto this position, going to hit these villagers over here. The donkey caravans. How much gold are they pulling in? 35 gold. This makes these donkey caravans super inefficient here. You essentially around about 100 gold trade route equals a 100 gold in the donkey caravan equals roughly the same amount of gold income as a quarry villager. So if you've got less than that, it's like you've got like a shaft mine villager or a pickaxe villager or a non-upgraded villager. You can get very, very slow. As you see the champion cavalry over here getting dealt with by the Prodromus as the donkey caravans getting taken out. We do see a nice fortress getting set up here, though, by Count Von Count as he's ready to start targeting this town center down some more. Some extra juicy walls on this location would be a really good idea. But while this is going on, we are seeing Count Von Count's town center here getting dealt with. That Son of Osiris, very hard to kill. I mean, at the moment, you've got a town center that does a decent amount of damage, which you could be targeting it down with. But instead, I believe the catapult's actually the one that is feeling the pain. As if this town center goes down, Soup gets a big advantage here in this matchup. As, I mean, he gets access to 4 town centers and is in the Mythic Age. Count Von Count, on the other hand, still not advancing to the next age, still kind of stuck in this heroic age. Lots of idle villages here that need sorting out. Is the town center going to go down? But we do still see the cheeky raids coming in onto these villages over here. But Soup is fast. He's dealing with this. And we still don't have that Skin of the Rhino in for Soup, being, I guess, a little bit of a honorable individual. Obviously, that technology is really, really strong. Maybe he feels like he shouldn't get it, or he just doesn't know it exists. Still no production out of this fortress here as Count Von Count drops to 146 of 140 population. The town center goes down, and I'm sure Soup is going to move forward and drop like buildings down over here or something else. So Prodromus coming in here, they're going to get taken out very, very fast now. Soup does have this gold mine over here. He can't really get this one, so there's a bit of a predicament that Soup's in right now, but that predicament is solved by the fact that he doesn't really need to do anything here. He can just grab the town center, start a trade route, no problems. Doesn't even have to be efficient. It can go from this town center over to this town center or something like that. There's the cavalry coming back over here. Going to be defending this gold mine as best as they can. The sprawl from Count Von Count still kind of all over the place. I'm still disappointed to see Count Von Count not really utilizing that fortress just yet. But he is going up through Artemis. Earthquake is going to be a pretty big power swing here. So we see the army moving forward for Soup. Going to look to push in here and take out the Centaur and something else here. As the Son of Osiris is moving in. The Mummy hanging here as well. So we do see the Centaur going down. Soup's made no real plans to grab this town center just yet, as the cavalry here are getting countered pretty hard, though, by the Prodromus. Prodromus are a hard counter against cavalry, and cavalry like a soft counter against cavalry, so it's still kind of close, but the Prodromus is definitely going to be winning that one. As these Hippocon retreating back over here, going to attempt to deal with what Soup's doing, as Soup is just simply moving in onto this position. We do have a rock here, so these catapults are relatively safe as well. Ra and Isis are the only civilization that can really make ranged siege work without walls, just utilizing that rock to do so, as all these villagers are attempting to repair this one back up as best as they possibly can, but it's still going down in HP as these Hippocon are just a little bit too far away from the fight here, as Soup getting that middle town center fairly soon, I would assume. as we are seeing those catapults getting targeted down, but it's going to be too little, too late, as Count Von Count's Town Center with one more throw of the boulders should be finishing this one off there. Oh, two more throws of the boulders. Artemis comes through. Count Von Count going to survive here nicely, as we see an earthquake getting dropped onto this location, hitting the town center, hitting the villagers that are on this gold mine. As this villager is, look at this, she can actually drop the gold in here. So long as the villager is moving to the building before it goes down, it'll still drop the resources in there, as this Chimera is looking to take out more of these villagers. As now Soup seems to be in a bit of a scramble here. What looked to be almost game over there. Huge scramble, as we do see the Hippocon pushing in onto this position, going to be able to take down the Son of Osiris. This is a huge power swing right now. Soup not paying attention. He's got 3 catapult inside of this rock, and his Son of Osiris goes down. Soup is going to be kicking himself right there, as his rock was inches away from his Son of Osiris, and he does not manage to keep that one alive there. All of that advantage down the drain here, as the Chimera comes in, hits this location. The fortress is up. The Petropolis is here as well. The villager's going to move in and try and grab this one. Soup's got this town center for himself, so he's on 3 town centers. Count Von Count going to attempt to get his own town center back over here. Well, I guess not. His villagers are just hanging in here doing whatever they feel like, as Chimera is now going to start saying, "G'day guys, this is non-mining lands, not today." Meanwhile, back over onto this gold mine, only 1,500 gold remaining here. So Soup is definitely on a bit of a timeline. He doesn't have a market up, plenty of resources in the bank, but he's going to have to figure out a way to get himself a gold mine here. As we see the catapult coming back in, you can use that rock here to infinitely deny this town center until like some heroes come in or something to deal with that. As the villagers over here almost going down, as now we see the Skin of the Rhino upgrade in. The village is able to survive just a little bit longer here. As Hippocon coming in onto the top side of the map, Count Von Count is raiding his way into a winning position here, ladies and gentlemen. It would seem he's got all the gold mines. He's got the trade route sorted. He's got this town center up. So he's at he's going to have 160 of 160 population. He gets the Polyphemus out here as well. And that's going to be really tough to deal with. We're seeing Hippocon coming in here, taking out champion chariots there. Another Chimera coming out. I'd love to see like a hill fort or something in here just to defend this one. We do see the rock over here, and this rock is definitely going to be having itself catapult inside of it, as it's sitting there with 3 catapult ready to take down that town center as best as it can. Meanwhile, raids coming in onto Count Von Count's economy over here. Hitting those is nice, but he is getting attacked over here as well. And there's a Chimera here who's ready to join in on the party. 45 HP remaining on that Chimera only, but the splash damage going to come in. Those villagers getting barbecued here, as both players' economy is getting very, very hurt in this game thus far. Units pushing in onto this position over here. They've got the town center has got masons, it's got fortified town centers, it's got sun-dried mud brick, it's got everything that it needs here. As the now we're starting to see some Hetairoi coming in here to try and finish this one off. Don't see those very often. They've got decent armory upgrades as well, as the town center is going to be getting cleaned up here, as Soup is at 3 villages currently mining gold, and he's not able to get any gold to produce his units. He can sell food, he can sell wood, and he can get gold that way, but he's at 116 of 160 population. Count Von Count here, though, going to be losing his town center to the catapult raids. The rock raids coming in. Normally, rock raids don't work out so well against the Greek players, because they've got what's the face, the ranged archer hero. So Hippolyta, that is. So as the Hippolyta going to come in here and defend this one, you have to get nice and close to that rock. If you're shooting from far away, she might not be able to finish this one off, as soon as it starts getting hit, it's going to start retreating away there, as the Hippolyta tries to chase down. That's a little bit unfortunate for Count Von Count, but he should know to bring that one just a little bit closer. As the rock moving over here, see more champion Hetairoi coming out over here to defend this location. The town center shooting back up, and immediately jump back onto those farms, still making Chimera Tyrant here as well. As we also see, we see Soup now going for something crazy. He's going for a Titan Age here, Secrets of the Titan, at 29 minutes, 52 seconds, with no gold really in the bank at all. No resources here, just about to run out of gold. And we'll see how he's going to be able to get a trade route started and get his town center back with having a Titan here. Oftentimes we normally see people just go for this town center going down. When they see a Titan, they kind of react pretty fast to it and go for their own Titan here, but I'm not sure if Count Von Count can quite do that, as the Polyphum is coming over here ready to start bashing down those catapults. The town center going to stay alive for just a little bit longer here. As Count Von Count still raiding on this position over here, hitting those villages as best as he possibly can. The town center going to be getting taken down here as the Polyphemus comes through, going to start bashing these catapults yet again, but yet again the catapults get picked up. We see the Chimera Tyrant coming in here to help out as well. That can be a big help here, as the catapult going to go into this beautifully protected forest here to finish off this town center, but this Tyroi does get taken down, and Soup is now going to be able to throw down his Titan Gate here and start building that one up as fast as he possibly can. As we do see that the Hippocon, they're going to immediately charge this Titan Gate. It's at 100 HP. The Hippocon pushing in over here, going to be going after this one. 300 HP. Going to start targeting down. There's no Hetairoi here. The Hippocon have missed their opportunity, it would seem, to kill this one off. The towers are up. They do have crenellations. They do have bronze weapons. And it looks like, for now, this Titan Gate is still going to be continuing here as the stable's getting taken down. This town center might get grabbed here in the near future here for Count Von Count, but I thought there was potentially going to be a dead Titan Gate, but it looks like we're already good here. Soup is completely fine to get his Titan up, and Count Von Count is the one struggling for resources. He's still building donkey caravans here, which I don't even know if they've got the speed upgrade. They don't even have coinage just yet, so they're incredibly slow. Do we see any fortresses anywhere? There is a fortress over here. Heliopoli are getting trained, so he could potentially swing that around and start taking down the Titan Gate with that unit here. But right now, Count Von Count needs a third town center, and that's what he's going to be getting, or a fourth town center, I would guess, as he's getting this one as well, in order to support his population to take this Titan Gate down, to prevent the Titan Gate from coming up. As the Hippocon pushing in here, going to try and take these ones out as best as they can. As we see the champion Kamori still defending nicely. Like, you have to remember, Soup's probably been selling resources for quite some time now. So we've got 18 wood for the gold, 51 food, 51 food over there as well. So everything rests on getting this Titan out right now for Soup. He can't get access to this gold mine or this gold mine up here. There's no real other gold on the map. This one over here is going to get mined out relatively soon here, as the Heliopolis over here gets taken down very quickly. Count Von Count 150 of 160 population, still making these units here. He's about to get this town center up as well, as the Titan is at 69% here. And the Hippocon going to try and take out these chariots here as best as they possibly can. See these Kamoris doing some good damage over here, as this Migdol has got Architects, Sun-Dried Mudbrick, and he's got 3,640 HP to boot. That is a difficult thing to take out here at this stage of the game. We're starting to see some Hetairoi going to be coming in for Count Von Count now, as he wants to use those to potentially slow that Titan down. I mean, alternatively, you could just let the Titan come out and deal with it with Heliopoli and be completely fine. Heliopoli and Heroes, that is. Because like I say, or like I like to say, Greek is the best civilization at dealing with a Titan. Greek gets access to Heliopoli, which does 3 projectile damage, dealing DPS. 1 DPS a second, 2 DPS a second, or something like that. Plus a little bit more, because the Titan's doesn't have like 100% crush armor. And then beyond that, all of the heroes do tons of damage as well. So this Titan will end up getting picked off very, very quickly here. As we see over here, the fortified town center is up, but it's getting targeted down. And we also have the Hetairoi here that can help out here. So as we see the Chimera coming in here to clean up those chariot archers very, very fast here. As we see the Titans coming over here, going to try and take out the fortified town center. These Heliopoli just hanging out on this position. We see the town center and the fortress not really building any of those heroes. I don't see the heroes for Count Von Count, but looks like he's more focused on taking out the town center than defending the Titan here, as this Heliopoli does start moving in over here to take out the Titan. The Titan's going to be killing off the town center very, very fast here. Count Von Count does have a bit of a problem for himself, where he's only got 6 villagers on wood, so he might want to consider building some more villages, get the wood back so he can rebuild these town centers instead of having 11 villagers on favor. Just go with 7 or something and put, or 5, and put the rest onto wood so we can get these town centers back. So the Titan is continuing to be a nuisance here. This town center is continuing to be kept alive. We've got ourselves 8 Hatyroi here. Could easily take this town center down, but instead, they're going after these caravans as the Titan pushing out, and now we've got the the Polyphemus in, and every time you see this Polyphemus hitting the Titan, look at that damage. It does 30 damage a shot, approximately 30 damage a shot, which is absolutely bonkers compared to what everything else does. Not only that, I mean, the Heliopolis is obviously absolutely crazy here. As these Hatyroi still pushing in here, this town center is still very much alive. See some mummies here or something? Mummy over here dealing with those Chimera nicely, as the town center immediately gets rebuilt. Watchtowers coming up over here as well. Look at that damage coming in. 30 damage, whack. And the Heliopoli, bam, damage in. More heroes coming in. And town centers will go down, but at what rate? We do see some cheeky wall attempts by Suppe, but you can't really prevent a trade route on this map by walling, because you can't wall on the edge of the map here. So that's a thing to be worried about as well. As Count Von Count's now got a metric shit ton of resources in the bank, so we'll see what he's going to be doing. As the town center gets immediately tasked to be rebuilt, sending a whole bunch of villages over there to do that. This town center is already back up here, as at the moment there's, well, this is the big one, a big fortress getting thrown up in this position over here. That's going to put a stop to the trade route. No more villagers to gather gold here. Suppe's at 92 of 140 population with just 1 Titan. That's it, just the Titan. And even if we pick off all these buildings and prevent these farms from being grabbed, it's still 1 Titan, and that's it. More units coming over here, I would assume. Take out the town center. You can start some walls in the middle of nowhere. Mummy might be able to pick off this Chimera Tyrant as it's moving in onto this position. We do see that 4 speed versus 5.3 speed. Should be able to run away from it, but it's not quite managed to, as it does get taken out there. As the Titan breaks down those that temple there, revealing the Girdle of Hippolyta, plus 5% hit points, and the 2 arrows, which were both grabbed, plus 5% archer pierce damage. As we see some ghost buildings coming in here, as it's going to allow Count Von Count to deal more damage, and Suppe in that moment realizes, yep, things are looking pretty bad for me here in this game. He's got to tighten out, but it's just not enough to win a game anymore. This is not 2004 anymore. Titans are not the be-all and end-all of Age of Mythology. Every single civilization does have ways in which they can deal with a Titan without having a Titan themselves. And we just saw a very, very stock standard Greek defense here of this Titan, while everything else was under lock and key. Love the gold control here from Count Von Count. Unfortunately, Suppe couldn't really get set up with his own trade route at all in this game, so he kind of just fell to pieces after all the gold ran out. But a good game nonetheless. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.